I'd invite you all to stand for the opening prayer and pledge. Father in heaven, we trust that you don't want us to waste a moment of our life fretting. Please calm our racing hearts, fill our troubled minds with hope, and our spirits with peace. Assure us that this virus that has come against us will not prosper, and you have a plan and a purpose for each one of us in this time of turmoil. Show us your ways, Lord, and grant us the courage to follow where you lead. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I ask you all to remain standing for a minute. This is National Police Officer Week. Being the son-in-law of a former police officer who's passed away, just like to take a moment of silence to remember all those officers serving us that have passed away. Thank you. I'd like to call this meeting of the Hancock County Commission Thursday, May 14th, 2020 at 1 p.m. to order. Roll call.
Mr. President, all commissioners are present.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Feels good to be back.
Good, good. All right. First order of business is the approval of minutes. Gentlemen, we have 4 sets of meeting minutes, April 17th, April 20th, April 23rd, and April 29th. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. I did invite the Health Department and the OEM, but I see that they're not here, so we'll just move on. No citizens' remarks. Correspondence. For us, we have a letter from the Hancock County Museum requesting reimbursement for $1,425. That's $1,425 for safety repairs to the front porch.
Move to approve.
Questions? Is this
Just,
to complete the project we were committed to?
this $1,425 is taken out of the monies that was allocated to the museum's last budget year. So it's the monies that were already allocated for this project.
Okay.
No additional cost.
Any other questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. I have a little discussion of the May 8th, 2020 special meeting, which was held last Friday. The County Commission had a workshop with our elected officials, and we're given an update of where we were standing in our budget. According to law, a budget can't be cut once it's approved. But due to the circumstances under COVID, our revenue downfall is going to be approximately $750,000 from at least one provider in the county. So collectively, the elected officials worked within their budgets, including salaries and jobs, and brought it back to us last Friday. In those cuts, and these are basically clericals, was 1 person from the circuit court, 0 from the county clerk's office. That being said, because we are in the middle of a election year that is very different. We have a lot of mail-in ballots that need to go out, and they can only be processed X amount per day. So we've needed help there. We've added help, and the county clerk had nobody to give up. The assessor's office had 3 positions. The sheriff's department had 2 positions and 1 part-time. The commission has 4 positions and 1 part-time. 1 part-timer in the sheriff's department will be returning to work due to some circumstances that couldn't be prevented. The prosecutor's office, and these were not done last Friday, they are going to be done this week, is 1 part-time person, and out of the sheriff's office is 4 deputies, which equates to 1 deputy per road shift. Am I correct on that, Sheriff?
Also, there's a fifth deputy who's in service at this time, Son Cuba. His
Salary will not be used.
isn't counted as saved, so that's 5 that would, salaries that would be saved by the county.
Right. So along with these positions, which we have an estimated total of about 80-some thousand dollars, there will also be some budget savings that were offered amongst the elected officials, which totals approximately $217,000. And those aren't really cuts. Those are just savings that they feel they can do without. Some of the things are like travel or training, workshops that were eliminated. So that would give us approximately $297,000 that we could save in this budget if we don't have to bring these people back to work and we are able to save on the items that were listed. And that's shared by, I'd say basically, I believe every department. I'm not sure if yours was included because of this thing. But we also had good news that the Secretary of State was going to return approximately $10,800 to cover some of these election fee charges. With that said, gentlemen, is there anything that I missed you'd like to add? No? No?
No, we were pretty fortunate that actually throughout the entire year, the elected officials did not use all of their funding. And as Commissioner Barnaby said, that helped out. We never planned for this last year, but being conservative throughout the year, it certainly helps out. Although the bad part of it is we're still going to have a shortfall of about $450,000 for this current fiscal year. And things are not looking real bright to start July 1. But could be worse, but like to thank elected officials for helping out.
Yes. Okay, no table, no old business. Under new business, consideration of approval to advertise for positions on the Parks and Recreation Board. I believe that's 2 positions. Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Consideration of approval to appoint a candidate to the Northern Panhandle Workforce Development Board Incorporated. The name of that person is Mr. Walter Ruskowski for a new term. And that will be effective July 1. And his position to serve on that board represents the private business sector of the Northern Panhandle. Is there a motion to approve Mr. Ruskowski?
So move.
Questions? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 3-0. We have on here discussion of possible courthouse reopening status. We just had a little workshop with one of our judges. We're trying to stay on the pattern of when the court system is going to open. Different courthouses around the state are doing different things. Some are open, some are going by May 18th, some are going by May 25th or 6th. Some are going to wait until the courts start in the middle of June. We've discussed that a little bit, and we are going to tentatively set May 26th as a reopen date for the courthouse. There are still some details that need to be worked out, whether we are going to just let people come in as normal, whether we will take names, whether we will require masks, possibly use a hall pass system. I know that sounds elementary, but in order to control how many people were to go into the clerk's office, they can only work on one at a time. They would have one person in the clerk's office and maybe a second sitting outside the door, which keeps them separated. And when one comes out, the pass goes back to security and will be given to the next person that needs to go into the clerk's office. That's about as far as we got. Judge Cuomo is going to review some things that we discussed this morning with the Health Board and the OEM and put together a plan to propose to the Northern Panhandle that covers Ohio County, Brooke County, and Hancock County. And we will know more on that as time goes on. Anything discussed is always subject to change along with what the governor puts out on that particular day. But as of right now, we'll project May 26th. If anything changes, we'll be notified. Gentlemen, need anything to add to that? Mr. Vitus?
No, sir.
No. See, Mr. Vitus has been working on setting up potential jurors as to how they can be viewed in this room under social distancing. So, okay, technology and communication. Consideration of approval to apply for a 2020 Have a Cares Act subgrant. Mr. Vitus?
This money is available out there for us to recoup some of the costs for what we're going to have to do to clean election equipment as it's used. Cost of things like hand sanitizer and disinfectants and things like that, and additional cost of extra time from poll workers throughout this primary, or this system, through this voting election.
Okay. Is there a motion to approve to apply for a 2020 Have a Cares Act subgrant?
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. County Clerk. Consideration of approval to appoint Judiciary Commissioner and Carl A. Frankovich, President of the Hancock County Bar Association, requests the Hancock County Commission approve the appointment of Max F. Nogue, a registered Democrat, as Judiciary Commissioner for Hancock County. His term will be from June 1, 2020 through May 31, 2022. Is there a motion to approve this appointment?
So move.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Second item is consideration of approval to rescind the emergency absentee voting policy.
That we had talked about rescinding that we had passed in December because of still, we didn't know where we would be with the COVID and people going to nursing homes and hospitals, if they were even still be allowed in by then. So we had asked it could be rescinded so that we didn't have to deal with putting somebody out to go out to those places if it wasn't allowed or if it isn't necessary.
Okay. I don't know if you reporters picked that up, but that is the emergency absentee voting policy as to where they had two names submitted that they could go to the homes or to nursing homes or assisted living facilities under the emergency absentee voting policy, but we are going to rescind that because of the COVID-19. We don't feel it's fair to have to send somebody into a home that they don't know about. And with the current situation of the nursing homes and assisted living being restricted, we wouldn't have that either. So, with that said, is there a motion to approve this?
Motion to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0.
Excuse me on that, President. Mr. President, on that, there's two people that go at a time for that too, correct? It's not just one person? So it's two people. Okay, thank you.
Consideration to approve the February and March animal report.
Move to approve as presented.
Okay, February, they took in 217 animals and 145 out. In March, animals in were 94 and 89 out. Any other questions on that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Finance. Approval of probate and estates. We have 18.
Yes, they have been reviewed and are recommended for approval as to form.
Motion to approve.
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We have 11 exoneration orders. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. General county bills, Mr. Vitus.
General county bills are $90,238.74. P-card payments were $23,928.53.
Is there a motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Questions? Mr. Vitus, I'm going to presume they're okay to pay?
I'm assuming they're okay to pay. I was looking for a note from Karen. They're okay to pay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Library levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
Questions? All those in favor, 3-0.
Aye.
I'm sorry. Detracted. Approval of shelter workshop levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay also.
Is there a motion to approve?
Move to approve.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carries 3-0. Okay, good of the order. Mr. Foley. Okay. Sheriff Fletcher?
Nothing at this time, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Wright?
Today.
Mr. Vitus?
Nothing else.
Valerie, do you have anything you need?
No, just that they got over 2,000 ballots mailed out as of last night. Over, I don't know the exact number, but it's over 2,000.
2893.
28, okay. We have our representative from the state is up today and possibly tomorrow in the election office helping as well.
Okay. To reiterate that there was, as of last night, 2,893 ballots out in the mail, and according to Mr. Foley, that's probably half. So they're working diligently on that. We've added some extra help. We thank all those that are volunteering to go down and do that. It's critical. Mr. Lucas,
Nothing today.
Commissioner Cowie,
Nothing at this time.
Commissioner Davis.
No, sir.
Okay, for me, I would just like to thank our sheriff's deputies, as this is National Policeman Week. Am I correct in that?
Yes,
Yeah.
National Police Memorial Week is what it is. The actual day is May 15th. That was signed into effect by President, I gotta think which one it was, back in the 60s.
Okay. So, I'm glad we did that moment of silence. I didn't realize it was Memorial.
Yeah,
But thanks to all those officers that keep us safe, and,
President Kennedy, I'm sorry, signed it into law back in the 60s.
okay. And I don't think I have anything else. I'd like to thank all the elected officials for working with the commission within our budgets to try to do what we can to be able to cut back like everybody else is. Hopefully this thing will end soon, but obviously it's not going to be soon enough. So that's all I have. Our next meeting, gentlemen, is scheduled for May 28th. The courthouse will be open. We don't know if there'll be court in session. Do we want to stay at 1 o'clock? Do we want to go to 2:30? Do we want to have it here? Do we want to go back to the commission room?
It's going to depend on whether they're going to be using the courtroom.
Okay. Well, let's set a time on May 28th. 1 o'clock?
1 o'clock's fine here.
1 o'clock is fine. Is there a motion to approve the meeting on May 28th to be held at 1 PM?
So moved.
Questions? The only thing I'll say is the date, the place will be noted on the agenda when it gets posted. All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. And is there any other business to come before the commission? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Questions? All those in favor? Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We are now adjourned. Thank you.